So these are the 4 kinematics equations that you need to know for physics, and yeah, that's a lot of variables. So I'll be showing you in this video how you can memorize them efficiently and use what you already know to derive them. So our first one is velocity, or final velocity, equals initial velocity plus acceleration times time. So we already know that acceleration is the slope of a velocity versus time graph. In other words, acceleration equals change in velocity over change in time. And we also know that change in velocity is equal to final minus initial, because that's what change in really stands for anything. So change in position would be final position minus initial position. So now we know this. Now that we know this, we have acceleration equals final velocity minus initial velocity over time. Well, that's starting to look a lot like what we have here, because when we rearrange this and multiply time by both sides, we get acceleration times time equals final minus initial velocity. And if we add over the initial velocity over here, we get at plus v sub 0 equals final velocity. And that's essentially what we have here. Final velocity equals initial plus acceleration times time. Okay, so our second one is displacement, or delta x, which is change in position, equals v sub 0 plus v sub f over 2 times t. Okay, well, we know that the average of two things is that one thing plus another thing over 2. So this is basically equal to average velocity. So v average equals initial velocity plus final velocity over 2, because initial velocity is our first thing, final velocity is our second thing, and we're dividing it by 2, which is the number of numbers that we have. So this is basically saying that displacement is equal to average velocity times time. And we can prove that using a velocity versus time graph. So we have velocity, which is measured in meters per second on the y-axis, and time, which is measured in seconds on the x-axis. So let's say we have 2 points, 0, 0, and another point, 3, 1.5. So after 3 seconds, the velocity is 1.5 meters per second. And displacement is equal to the area under this line. So it would be this triangle area. So we'll say that displacement equals the base times height over 2. So this would be time equals 3 seconds. So the base is 3, and our height is 1.5, and we're multiplying that by 1/2. So 3 times 1.5 is 4.5, divided by 2 is 2.25. So our displacement is 2.25 meters. Well, this also works when we take the average velocity and multiply it by time. So what is average velocity? Well, we have a velocity of 0 for our initial velocity, and a velocity of 1.5 for our final velocity. So 0 plus 1.5 over 2 is going to equal our average velocity, otherwise known as 0.75 meters per second. So when we multiply 0.75, which is our v average, times t, which is 3 seconds, we get 0.75 times 3, which is also equal to 2.25 meters. And the third one is displacement. So delta x equals 1/2 at squared plus initial velocity times time. So v sub 0 times t. And we can get this by using the 2 equations that we have already. So I see here that we only have an initial velocity. So our final velocity is what's eliminated in this equation. So let's try to eliminate v sub f. And we already know that v sub f equals initial velocity plus acceleration times time. So we can substitute this with what we have here. So let me rewrite this by saying delta x equals initial velocity plus final velocity, which is this. So initial velocity plus acceleration times time over 2 multiplied by time. Okay, and I see that these two are the same thing. So delta x equals 2 initial velocity plus acceleration times time over 2 multiplied by time. And we can further simplify this by breaking it up into fractions. So delta x equals this, so 2 initial velocity over 2 plus acceleration times time over 2, and all of this is multiplied by time. Okay, well, we can further simplify this by crossing out those 2's. So delta x equals initial velocity, and don't forget to multiply that time, so distributive property. So initial velocity times time plus 1/2, which is coming from this divided by 2, and then at squared, because we're multiplying by at times another t, so that's going to give us at squared. And look at that, that looks exactly like this equation we have here. So our final equation is final velocity squared equals initial velocity squared plus 2 times acceleration times displacement. So let me just rewrite all of that. 2a delta x. And we're going to use these two equations again to get this fourth one. And in this fourth one, I don't see a time variable here, so we'll have to eliminate time. So let's solve for time using the second equation then. And the second equation is delta x equals v sub 0 plus v sub f over 2 times time. Okay, now let's solve for time by dividing both sides by this whole thing. So we get time equals delta x, which is on top, divided by this whole thing, which is v sub 0 plus v sub f over 2, which simplifies into 2 delta x over v sub 0 plus v sub f. Okay, so now that we know what time is, we can substitute it into this first equation, which is final velocity equals initial velocity plus acceleration times time. Okay, so now that we know what time is, we can plug it into this equation here. So v sub f equals initial velocity plus acceleration times 2 delta x over v sub 0 plus v sub f. Okay, that's a lot. Now, let's make it look a little more like this equation by first subtracting initial velocity from both sides. So we have final minus initial equals, and then we can multiply this out. So 2a delta x over initial velocity plus final velocity. Okay, we're almost there. So now all we need to do is multiply both sides by the denominator so we can cancel it out. So we have final minus initial, which is this thing, multiplied by this thing, which is initial velocity plus final velocity, equals 2a delta x. Okay, now is almost the second to last part. Actually, it is the second to last part. So we have v sub f times v sub 0 plus v sub f times v sub f, which is v sub f squared minus initial velocity squared from multiplying these two, and then minus v sub 0 v sub f. Okay, and this thing, v sub 0 times v sub f, is the same thing as v sub f times v sub 0, so they cancel each other out. So now we have final velocity squared minus initial velocity squared equals 2a delta x. And if we add initial velocity to both sides, we get final velocity squared equals initial velocity squared plus 2a delta x, Wow, that was a lot, but we finally got all of our kinematics equations.